Final score of 5-3.
The Gillette $25 million hockey pool leader as of games played up to and including Sunday, December 3rd, is Hélène Rochette of Quebec City with a total of 372 points on 133 goals and 239 assists. William Vanderham of Britannia Beach, BC, with a gain of 70 points, is this week's top point gainer and winner of a JVC 35-inch color TV. Gold was used to break the tie there. The perfect team this week gained 77 points.
Yes, the Delta faucet with its remarkable stainless steel ball. So reliable, only 1 in 100,000 faucets could trip. And so we wait. Delta, the one with the stainless steel ball.
If it doesn't have spirit, it's not worth doing. Stretch out. What is Kellogg's Mueslix? Mueslix cereal has home-baked tastes like delicious apple crisp. Mueslix is an abundance of textures, ingredients like crispy flakes of whole grain, flavors of fruit, cascades of nuts, and crunchy granola. And now we bring you Kellogg's new apple crisp Mueslix. Kellogg's Mueslix. Wake up to home-baked taste.
Elvis Stoico goes for the big one and gets the jump-on taste. The taste of McCain Frozen Punch. Year-round thirst-quenching taste like grape. Orange and McCain Fruit Punch. Made with real fruit juices for real fruit taste. That makes McCain the punch of champions like Elvis Stoico. Get the jump-on taste. The real fruit taste of McCain Frozen Punch.
Go for McCain. Get the jump-on taste.
Motorcycle gang! Hooray! Stampede!
Mr. Jordan. Here at tonight's Molson Cup, 3 stars. Ed Olczyk is star number 3 with a goal and an assist. 1 assist got Doug Bodger, the second star nod, and the first star, not much question about this one, San Jose's Ulf Dallin with 2 goals and an assist. We'll be back with a wrap-up of tonight's action when the NHL Tonight continues in a moment.
It's one thing to claim that there's nothing more reliable than Advantage 800 service. That over 99.99% of all calls on our long-distance network get delivered to their destinations. But what does that really mean to you and your business? Well, it means that the only way you're likely to miss a call is if you don't answer it. Advantage 800. Everything in business should be this reliable.
Up here, winter comes early every year, as it has since the time of our ancestors. And up here, we know how to stay warm and dry. We wear these Sorel boots. They've been making them by hand for 86 years. Rugged, waterproof, good to 100 below. They last for years. This is good when you're as young as I. As we say in our language, ayete ege, be warm and dry.
It's Future Shop Discount Supercenters Christmas Truckload Event. We've loaded up all of our locations with truckloads of audio, video, appliances, computers, and music CDs at selected locations. Check out the Sharp 5 CD mini system with dual cassette, extra bass system, and remote for only $2.99. Or a Hitachi camcorder with color viewfinder, $100 accessory pack, and no payments, no interest until October 1996, all for only $9.98. Future Shop's Christmas Truckload Event. Don't miss it.
When you own a business,
You must forge ahead, chart new opportunities, go where others have only dreamed. We're the #1 Canadian airline to Asia for all these reasons, offering more destinations more often. If you're going to Asia, we wish you good fortune and hope it takes your business where it's taking ours.
Now it's time for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Sony. 4-3 San Jose, late stages of the third. The Jets are pressing for the equalizer, but Jim Kite keeps it in, off to Jeff Friesen. And Friesen does a great job drawing the defense, finding Nolan. And here's the break of the night for the Sharks. Look at Stuart Malgunas diving and knocking the puck into his own net. Big goal for Nolan, huge goal for the Sharks. That made it 5-3, and that would be the final in tonight's game. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and the new Sony Handycam. Clearly the latest in video cameras. Well, Gordon Bob, the Sharks feeling pretty good about themselves after an impressive effort beating Winnipeg 5-3 tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dan. Let's see. San Jose wins tonight. Ottawa wins tonight. Anaheim gets a point in Florida tonight. Lots of upsets to talk about tonight.
The underdog night knows certainly about that.
Yeah, okay. We're going to start with Montreal and Pittsburgh. That was the early game of the night to look at. You had the Montreal Canadiens thought about starting Jocelyn Thibault, thought better of it because of that high-powered Pittsburgh offense, and they had a good idea.
For me to play well against Montreal, especially was the game was back home, televised back home, and a lot of my friends were watching, a lot of relatives, and it's important for me to go out and do well.
I think Mario had a little bit to do with it. He got her going a little bit, and then everybody just followed suit. They just kept coming and coming.
We took some bad penalties, and against a team like Pittsburgh, you can do not do that. You can't do that because you're paying the price. So that's what tonight we pay the price.
Yeah, did they ever? The Montreal Canadiens looked good for a while, up 4-0. But, you know, people are going to say, wow, without Patrick Waugh, they're really in trouble. That's maybe taking a snapshot and trying to turn it into a movie right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, they really did look good early on, and you started to wonder, do these guys lead a charmed life or what? All the controversy about Patrick Waugh, the team had not been playing well lately. They'd been winless in 5. Then they go up against the New Jersey Devils at home last night, beat the Devils at the Forum, and then come back down in Pittsburgh, and they've got a 4-0 lead against the Penguins. The Penguins look like they're asleep. Jablonski is looking great. Everything's working out perfect. Thibault's on the bench, no pressure on him. This is all working out very nicely, and all of a sudden, that Penguin offense, it's just like a juggernaut. When they get rolling, nobody can stop them.
And you see what coaches talk about. When Pittsburgh gets one goal, people get scared. Now, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks tonight, the 10th team this year to do the Florida doubleheader. Play Tampa Bay and Florida in consecutive games. No one has swept the two Florida teams yet. Anaheim comes out with a loss and a tie against Florida tonight. Down 2-0. The Ducks battle back. Todd Krieger, a great night. 2 goals and an assist for the Mighty Ducks. Buffalo and Philadelphia. This is a close game for a while. Then the Flyers blew it open. Leclerc, Lindros, and Falloon had a pair of goals each. Pat Falloon had a pretty good night for the Flyers.
Buffalo's just too small to match up against Philadelphia. Look at the big men, Leclerc, Lindros, 4 goals between them. Sabres are not going to stop those guys.
Philadelphia is the only team in the last month to beat the Detroit Red Wings. Wings have won 13 of their last 14. Beat Dallas tonight 3-1. Dallas has lost 7 straight in Detroit. In fact, the Stars have won just 2 games away from home this season. The Chicago Blackhawks were on a long road trip. 7 games in 16 days. Came home to face Ottawa. Look out, Ted Drury catches Ed Belfour napping a 90-footer. 1-0 Ottawa.
Was that the wake-up call for the Blackhawks? No, I don't think so. Randy Cunneyworth comes down. Great no-look pass over to rookie Daniel Alfredsson, and he zings that one by Belfour to make it 2-0. That's Alfredsson's 10th goal of the season.
And still in the first period, Alexander Daig with the drop pass for Martin Straka. Daig also scored in this game. The Sens got a lot of monkeys off their back tonight. They get their first win in a month. They score 4 goals in a game for the first time in a month. They end their 14-game winless slide, and they get a win for Dave Allison, his first as the head coach of the Ottawa Senators. Let's take you now to Denver. Patrick Waugh gets his first start for the Colorado Avalanche, and his team stakes him to an early lead. Peter Forsberg had another great night, sets up Valerie Kamensky 1-0 as he beats Bill Ranford.
The bad news coming up for the Avalanche, though, and maybe there's more here. Sandis Ozolish gets taken into the boards heavily by Luke Richardson, goes down. He was taken off the ice. He did not come back. He's got an undetermined shoulder injury. That could be very bad news for a critical member of that team.
Still the first time it won the Oilers in the power play. David Oliver takes the pass from Zeno Seeger, and it is 2-1 in favor of the Oilers. Third period now, game tied at 2. Avalanche on the power play. Oh, what a move by Forsberg. I mean, this guy, 11th point in his last 3 games, 3-2 Colorado.
Peter Forsberg, one of the best playmakers in the National Hockey League, but there shows he's not a bad goal scorer either. Uses Marchman as the screen and puts it by Bill Ranford.
Jason Arnott scored a tie at 3. Then the Avalanche with the grievous error. Scott Thornton takes advantage. 4-3 Edmonton up. The Oilers had an empty net goal and spoiled Patrick Waugh's debut with a 5-3 victory at McNichols Arena. Patrick Waugh was the man in the spotlight tonight. He spoke to our David Pratt.
Thanks, Gord. I'm with Patrick Waugh. Patrick, your thoughts and feelings about tonight's game?
Well, you know, it was first of all, it was great with the fans at the beginning of the game, and you know, I was hoping that we'll win the first game I was involved in, but in another way, I'm kind of happy that we put that game on the side and now think about tomorrow and get ready for practice and you know, do my best.
How big of a factor was the altitude? A lot of the players talk about that coming to this mile-high city really does make a difference.
Well, you know, I was a bit tired in the third period, and my legs were a little bit tired, but you know, I tried to stay sharp, and I tried to make a good save and keep the guys in the game and even ahead. And it's too bad. I mean, I wish I could stop those shots.
You're going to get a chance to catch your breath here with just a regular day, and that you must be looking forward to that.
You're right. I mean, it's going to be good to relax and tonight go to the hotel and sit down and really cool down.
Patrick, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Patrick Waugh of the Avalanche, and it's going to take a while before we get used to saying that. Now back to you, Gordon.
All right, thanks very much, David. Patrick Waugh got booed tonight after giving up the 4th goal.
He did, and it's obviously been a roller coaster of emotions for him going through what he's done, leaving the Montreal Canadiens. It's really a phenomenal story. But the Denver fans on him already in that third period, booing him after the deciding goal was put over his shoulder. But I'll tell you what, you don't judge anybody on what they do the first night for you. It's what they do over the course of a long period of time. I remember last year a team, Philadelphia Flyers, traded for a couple of guys named Eric Desjardins and John Leclerc. And in their first game with the Philadelphia Flyers, in fact, it was the day that they were actually traded, the Florida Panthers lit them and the Philadelphia Flyers up. Desjardins was about a -5 or 6 on the night, and we all know how well that deal turned out for the Philadelphia Flyers. It is what Patrick Waugh will do come March, April, May, and hopefully June for the Avalanche that'll tell the tale.
By the way, Mike Keane also played tonight for Colorado. He was -2 with a penalty, so both guys nowhere to go but up.
Kovalenko took an elbow in the face from Francois Leroux. Looked like he was almost out on his feet, so it was a rough night for some of the
Almost guys had to fly a long way, so tough night for them. 2 more games to tell you about. We showed them to you tonight on TSN. Toronto and Jersey, a 2-1 game. Benoit Hogue broke it wide open with a goal in the second period. A shot that Martin Brodeur probably should have had, as Toronto now goes to unbeaten in 3 games. And the game we just showed you, the San Jose Sharks with a win over the Winnipeg Jets 5-3. The Sharks coming off that 12-2 pasting at the hands of the Colorado Avalanche. Answer back nicely with a win over the Winnipeg Jets. Back with more in a moment.
Mr. South, fresh thinking is what we are.
Advantage presents You Make the Call. February 22nd, 1995. Toronto Maple Leafs in Detroit taking on the Red Wings. Mike Ramsey blasts one from the point. Dave Brown tips it in for the goal. Or does he? You make the call.
Being a pilot, it's not just handling the stick controls, it's what goes on up here. I'd say I tend to be a detail sort of person. And in this business, if you don't pay attention to detail, you're dead. In this past year, we've done training for people from both the U.S. and Canada. Our Advantage 800 number gives us the opportunity to reach these people who are spread over North America. It gives us an instant credibility, and it puts us in the major U.S. competitors, the big boys, if you want.
The replay shows that the shot from the point goes in off of Brown's foot, and the referee makes the right call, disallowing the goal. Detroit goes on to beat Toronto, though, 4-1.
Up here, winter comes early every year, as it has since the time of our ancestors. And up here, we know how to stay warm and dry. We wear these Sorel boots. They've been making them by hand for 86 years. Rugged, waterproof, good to 100 below. They last for years. This is good when you're as young as I. As we say in our language, ayete ege, be warm and dry.
By Advantage Long Distance Services, from the Alliance of Canada's only full-service telecommunications company.
Just me and the Bobber here, 6 hours of hockey, watched 8 games tonight. How good is that? Now listen, Curtis Joseph. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks now. There was an opportunity maybe for Edmonton to move him this week with all the upheaval in Montreal and all the movement that went on. What's going on with
Well, that window of opportunity certainly closed with Patrick Roy's trading and everybody tying up those loose ends. But the word is that perhaps Edmonton is interested in making a renewed attempt to try and sign Curtis Joseph, with a lot of speculation that the guy they would prefer to deal at this point would be Bill Ranford. It's all speculation at this point, but maybe watch for something to break on the Oilers trying to sign Joseph, and that would be the first step towards something happening on maybe a trade.
Curtis Joseph, da-da-da-da-da, Joe Nieuwendyk, da-da-da-da-da, Kirk Miller, da-da-da-da-da. It goes on and on and on. Next game for us on TSN will be a good one. The Colorado Avalanche at the Toronto Maple Leafs comes your way Monday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. For Bob McKenzie, I'm Gord Miller. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And don't forget Sports Desk with Brendan Connor coming up.
This is TSN.
This December 22nd. Look back on a year in sports. The best of the best. The biggest moments. The top stories of the year. Watch the Canadian Club Year in Review featuring the Canadian Club Awards, Friday, December 22nd, TSN.
Deep into the play, deep into the game, deep into sports. Go deep. TSN.
TSN's Motoring 96 is brought to you by Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life, and Midas, the way it should be.
Detroit City, better known as the Motor City, home of the Big Three, birthplace of the automobile industry. And you know, while we have design and research and manufacturing plants now all over North America, if you wish to work in the industry or learn of its history, Detroit is still the place to be. And 1996 will mark the centennial celebration of automobile production. We're down here as Ford has its own celebration of history going on as they honor one of the most important selling tools of today's automobile, safety.
Good morning. I'm Pam Kieber, the manager of safety communications at Ford, and I'd like to be among the first to welcome you today to Ford's 10,000th crash test.
It's very rare, if ever, for the media to be invited to view a crash test. But when you're about to crash vehicle number 10,000, the Ford sense history was about to be made and a celebration was in order. It was to be a side impact crash with a new Taurus as the target. But before we witness the event, let's go back to crash number 1 in 1954. That test featured a 1950 Ford aimed at the side of a 52 Mercury, the speed 10 miles an hour.
Things were much simpler then. When we started, we didn't think we were going to be crashing 10,000 vehicles. And our measuring techniques were simple. We could only measure 6 things at one time. A year and a half later, we could measure 20 things. Things like the forces in the head and in the chest and the vehicle deceleration. But it was much simpler. We had tow vehicles to pull a car instead of a track. If there was frost on the ground in the morning, but it was going to be a sunny day, you had to wait until perhaps 11 o'clock before you could get the frost cleared up and the sun out, because you couldn't film a crash unless you had good sunshine. The high-speed film required good sunshine, and so that was a prerequisite. So you couldn't even test vehicles all year round. On rollovers, for example, the fellows would just go to a hill we have next to this building, and they would just push the vehicle over, and it would tumble on down the hill. So the objective was to protect customers. So there wasn't any government involved, and you had techniques. We thought of even how airbags could be utilized in 1956. We didn't have the technology yet to deploy them, but we knew what they would do if we could find the technology. Our first barrier cost $15,000. A barrier today costs $4 million just to have vehicles hit it. So things have changed.
Not only have the tests changed, but so has a consumer's expectations for what they want in a car.
The sales platform for the 1956 Ford was the ultimate in safety vehicles. It had padded instrument panel. It had a steering wheel with a deep dish and an energy-absorbing steering wheel. It had padded